I'm from Malaysia and I lived in Houston, Texas, USA. The thing about Houston is that it's very diverse. So even though I held on to my Malaysian identity, I never at any point felt out of place because there are so many cultures there and it felt very accepting. We have the Hispanics, we have African Americans, and we have a lot of Asians as well. I think I see more people of color than I do white people, which, people don't expect that from Texas. And everyone just mixes as well, even though there are differences, everyone shares their culture. You know what I mean? It's just there's the freedom of expressing yourself and then carrying yourself the way you want to be carried. It didn't feel as isolating as one might think, living so far away on the other side of Earth.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Salsabila binti Remy from BA536 Class 2F. I'm here to present how cultural dimension influence workplace behavior and organizational practice between Malaysia and the United States country. First of all, in today's globalized world, organizations increasingly operate across national borders. Employees from different cultures background works together in multinational companies, international projects, and virtual teams. However, differences in culture can strongly influence how people communicate, lead, make decisions, and motivate employees. To understand these differences, cultural dimension are frameworks used to compare culture based on shared values, belief, and behavior pattern. One of the most widely used framework is Hofstede Cultural Dimension Theory. Hofstede Cultural Dimension Theory was developed by Gert Hofstede, a Dutch social psychologist that explain how national culture influence people's value, attitude, and behavior in organization. Before comparing culture dimension, it is important to briefly understand the United States and Malaysia as a country with their workplace context. The United States is a Western country that emphasizes individual freedom, equality, and self-reliance. Employees there are encouraged to express opinion and take initiative because American workplace culture promotes openness, innovation, and personal achievement. For Malaysia, we know Malaysia is a multicultural country influenced by Asian tradition and value. In organization, employees often value stability, relationship, and clear hierarchy. For this presentation, I will focus on two dimensions that strongly affect workplace behavior, which is power distance and individualism versus collectivism. Let's talk about power distance first. Power distance refers to which people accept unequal distribution of power in institution and organization. The United States has a low power distance culture that is viewed as more equal. Employees expect managers to listen to their opinion and challenging ideas is considered a healthy part of work. For example, in American companies, employees may openly disagree with their manager during meetings and this is often seen as confident rather than disrespect. However, in Malaysia, it is a high power distance culture because employees generally believe that managers and leaders have more authority and should make important decisions. Questioning a superior may be seen as disrespectful. For example, in many Malaysian offices, juniors wait for instruction before starting tasks, such as during meetings, they may stay quiet even if they have ideas, especially when senior managers are present. The second one is individualism versus collectivism. The United States is a highly individualistic society in which employees are encouraged to focus on personal goals, career growth, and individual responsibility. For example, American employees often highlight their personal contribution in performance review and job interview. In contrast, Malaysia is a collectivist society because employees value teamwork, loyalty, and long-term relationship to maintain harmony more important than expressing personal opinion. For example, Malaysian employees may help colleagues complete tasks even if it is not part of their job scope because group success is valued. Now, I will explain how power distance and individualism versus collectivism can influence workplace aspects. The first one is communication style. In the United States, employees are encouraged to be honest and clear. An American employee would likely say, "This deadline is not realistic because we need more resources." However, in Malaysia, employees may avoid saying no directly and use soft language to maintain harmony. Example, if a manager suggests an unrealistic deadline, a Malaysian employee might say, "We will try our best," instead of directly saying, "It is not possible." Because of that, American employees may appear outspoken, while Malaysian employees may seem reserved even though both are committed to their work. Second is leadership approach. In the United States, an American manager may ask, what do you think is the best approach, and allow employees to lead projects independently. While in Malaysia, leaders are expected to provide direction and protection. For example, a Malaysian manager may closely guide employees and make final decisions to avoid confusion or conflict. Thirdly, we want to talk about the decision-making process. The United States is usually faster and decentralized because employees are trusted to make decisions within their roles, and American employees may approve a project or solve a problem without waiting for managerial approval. However, in Malaysia, decision-making is often centralized and influenced by hierarchy because leaders may take time to consider group impact before making decisions. For example, before implementing change, Malaysian manager may consult senior leaders and ensure the decision does not disrupt team harmony. Lastly, in terms of reward and incentive, the United States is strongly performance-based and individual-focused. It is based on high-performance employee receiving higher bonus, promotion, or public recognition. In contrast, in Malaysia, rewards are often linked to loyalty, seniority, and team performance. For example, year-end bonus may be given equally within a department to maintain fairness and harmony. Therefore, American employees compete to stand out, while Malaysian employees focus on cooperation and long-term commitment. In conclusion, understanding cultural dimension is essential in a globalized world. It is because it can improve cross-cultural communication, help leaders manage diverse teams effectively, reduce misunderstanding and workplace conflict, and also enhance collaboration in multinational organizations. By being culture aware, employees and organizations can adapt their behavior, respect differences, and success in international environment. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention.